Hey, good morning, folks. West Coast 1, let's ride on the YouTube. Welcome to my channel, guys. April 30, 2026. A little bit early, a week or so early, but let's go do Billy Dean Memorial Ride. We'll go up to Cottonwood Canyon and toast him, remember my brother, and say a little prayer, and come on back home. About 260 miles, going to be a good day. It's supposed to be 80 degrees today, our first 80 degrees of the year, so we'll see what happens. Be cool, guys. Be kind. We'll see you later. Welcome, folks. Welcome. West Coast 1, let's ride on the YouTube. Glad you guys could make it. This is my annual memorial ride for my big brother, Billy. William Dean. We called him Billy Dean. Anyway, we're I-84 east at Morrow, Oregon. Or, excuse me, Morrow. What a dumbass. I meant Rufus. Never mind the guy behind the curtain. We're at Rufus, Oregon, guys. We're going to take Scott Canyon to get into Wasco, and from Wasco we'll just turn on 206 and go all the way to the campground. But guys, I don't know if you ever drive by here, but if you ever do, stop in and get a steak. Sometimes those out-of-the-way places have the best food. And unless it's changed, I got a report, somebody was 6 months ago or so. Came out here and had a steak and said it was perfect, like always. And there on the right, Bob's Texas Frosty's, I think a Frosty Steakhouse, Bob's Texas Barbecue. Anyway, there it is right there. All right, we just turned off Main Street. We're going up. As soon as we hit the corner, it'll be Scott Canyon. I always looked at retirement here. And then all right, Scott Canyon is flatter and tamer than Fulton Canyon. If you start at Fulton Canyon, we do that a lot. We're going to end the video at Fulton Canyon. And you go upriver east, then you hit US 97, then you hit Scott Canyon, and you keep going, you hit Philippi Canyon. Oh man, there's just all kinds of places to get to the same point. Just different ways to get there. So that's what I try to do in these videos, just show you different ways, different roads, that you can put your own route together. But I rarely get off pavement, so whatever I do, I know you can do it too. There's some really neat stuff out here, actually. There's some really good viewpoints where you can see a bunch of mountains, volcanic peaks, and thousands of windmills, all kinds of stuff. If you're like me, I don't mind just watching the wheat grow. I know I'm weird, but my grandpa Vernon had wheat, so I kind of like it. Alright, coming into Wasco, Oregon. Old-timey town, lots of history. Not a lot of money, but good people. My cousin has his crop dusting company here, Sherman Aviation. So when he's not crop dusting, he's dropping fire retardant. He's a busy guy. The design of these buildings, they're just like time immortal or something. You go through all these old towns, a lot of brick buildings. Brick just seems to stay forever. Alright, on to 206, onward and upward. Uh-oh. Bummer drag, bummer drag. Well, that was a dose of reality, right? We get to the campground and I'm looking around and I notice that all the bluebilly lizards, they're like mating. They're not, normally if they see you, they run away or they hide under the log or they skedaddle, but not now. Now they're standing in their ground and they're doing this like push-up thingy where they up and down on their front legs, showing up for the girls. It's pretty cool. And there were a lot of them. And there was this like, oh, that was Fairview. That's where we're going to go next. But in the middle of this rockin' sagebrush thing was this columbine flower. One single flower in the whole place. So I took that as a sign. And that is Monkland Lane, but it's gravel. So don't give up. Look on Google Maps really close. That's what I did. And I thought, well, Fairview is paved, and it hooks off at 206 right into Monkland Lane, and it's all paved. So further in the video, you'll figure that out. But all right, here we are. That's the John Day River, if you didn't know. Lots of boating, fishing, swimming, rafting, all kinds of stuff. Billy and I, we're going to go camping here. This is the newest campground in Oregon at the time. I think it still is, but anyway, he died on the operating table, so we never got a chance to come out here. But hence, that's why I do the memorial right here. Kudos to the firefighters that saved all this. This had a horrific fire. They could not save the lone tree. It was an old scraggly cottonwood, but it was kind of sentimental. But it burnt up. But they saved all this, the barns, the showers, I mean everything. So the fencing. And if you hear somebody talking, that's Miss Garmin telling me. There's my trike. And all by himself. Attaboy, Billy Dean. Rest in peace, my brother. Okay. That was unique. That was different. And I'm a little early. Normally I come a couple weeks from now, the middle of May, but the weather and the way everything's working out, this is a perfect day for me to get up here. Okay, there is Monkland Lane. But again, it's gravel, so we're not going that way. And it doesn't go very far, not too much further where those trees are. It hooks into Fairview, which is right here. We're going to take a left on Fairview. And it tees right into Monkland Lane. And it's all pavement. Monkland Lane ends up at US 97. Oh, historic building, schoolhouse. Looks like it. Pretty cool stuff. There it is. There's Monkland Lane. And there's a big truck coming. I'm not going to get behind him, so I'm gonna run that stop sign safely. That way I don't have to pass the guy on this old road. All kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of mountain views. And you get down in these little canyons like this, there's a little bit of water. There's all kinds of porcupines, skunks, coyotes, oh gosh, gray digger squirrels, deer. Oh man, all kinds of wildlife. And rattlesnakes, because they're looking for the mice that are drinking the water. So. And there's Mount Hood straight in front of us. It's again the action camera on. I'm filming at 1080 high definition, 60 frames per second, wide angle. So it shows you a really good wide angle, but it doesn't show anything much further than where you can throw a rock. So you gotta use your imagination a little bit. Just saddle up, come out here and see it for yourself. It's pretty cool actually. It's big. It's a lot of distance. Yep, that's the end of that. US 97. We're gonna go to Morrow. Go through Morrow and onto Van Gilder. Back on 206 down Fulton Canyon, and that's where we'll end the video. Alright, that's Van Gilder. Next year, come here to be the opposite. The green will be on the right, and the fallow will be on the left. So every year it's a little bit different. Lots of wind turbines. And that's Washington in the distance. I think that's the Goodnoe Hills, I'm pretty sure. And I gotta show you this building. This is kind of a tradition. I think it's so cool these guys saved this. How cool is that? But I can remember staying at Grandma and Granddaddy's when the snow would blow through the siding. They had board and bat and that kind of if that, but no insulation. You had a feather bed and a feather quilt. You stayed warm, and you had plenty of food. Okay, let's let this guy go by. He's on a mission. I'm just taking it easy. Kind of surprised him a little bit. I let him. He wasn't expecting for me to let him go by like that. So. We get to the bottom of the hill and he gives me a toot and a thank you. So that was nice. He's hauling gravel. A lot of memories on Fulton Canyon. A lot of memories. My brother turned me onto this road, actually. We used to do night rides once in a while. He'd let me come along. I had a 380 Suzuki back then. He had a 750 water buffalo, they called him. It was a 2-cycle water cooled. Well, guys, here we are. Take care, be cool, be kind. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.